summer, I knew I was about it. Way before venue was crowded. Way before Kevin pulled up with that reverend, I told him the level, go fuck on the feelings, don't nut on the face. Trust me, I feel like a man.
Empire was them. See, when I put my mind to something, I get it done. You know, I praise myself for that. But with that being said, I'm coming to y'all with part 2, like I said. We're going to dive into this thing called love and why it doesn't exist on this dimension. And before I get into that, I want to say that I'm not one that doesn't promote love, right? I just only promote it in its true form, which I know at this point isn't necessarily perceivable for the average eye on this plane at the moment. But we're going to get into it. Let's talk about this, right? Let's talk about female nature along with male nature and psychology and all that. So let's start with the female, right? What does a female want deep down? What is her nature? Well, a female wants security. Female wants protection. You know, a female is biologically structured to withhold a child, right? So what she's doing, you know, psychologically, unconsciously, subconsciously, is she's looking for the strongest alpha that has the best genes to help her produce a child that will carry on those traits to survive in this place we call Earth. You know, that's her goal biologically. So where the love would come from would be in an alpha man that can protect her family and herself, provide security, along with creating strong gened children that will survive. So that's where the true love would come in right there. So now let's go to the male. You know, a male is biologically, you know, I'm talking about the alpha male. You know, when I speak of the male, I'm talking about the male of the highest degree that we are supposed to be. So the alpha male, he's looking for a woman who is submissive, right? Submissive, pretty, you know, stands out, but that's able to hold his seed. And that's a healthy woman that can produce his offspring. Healthy offspring that they can raise that will also survive. So when we're speaking of true love, man, true love is intangible, right? And when we look at it in a biological standpoint, the love comes with survival. The love comes with producing, you know, being fruitful and multiplying. So let's think about what I was talking about in the last vid. I was talking about how love is unconditional, you know. So let's tie it all together. From biology, the love is subconscious and it starts with the characteristics, the energy, and the aura that you see with the other person. You know, alpha, submissive. You know, those are traits that bring out the love. And I want to get into something else too. I want to get into how the Earth's vibration has fell. I'm going to touch that again because in this day and age, you ask your family, you ask your parents, you know, what is love? And they tell you, you know, love is a complicated thing. And you're too young to understand, or you just wouldn't understand right now, or it can't be explained. That's the phrase that you'll hear nowadays. I guarantee it. But back in the day, there was an explanation for that. And the explanation wasn't as hard, It wasn't as, I believe it was complex, 100%. But it was something everyone knew. Why? Because they were on a higher vibration. They weren't dumbed down. And see, we're waking up, but I'm showing you the differences. Because if you were able to ask your great-grandparents, generations before then, you could easily tell that answer would come to you easier and easier the further back you go in generations. Because they just knew it. And there's a reason for that, man. That's why I'm telling you it's imperceivable on this third dimension. Just because the lower you go in dimensions, to a certain extent, the mindset goes lower and lower and lower until you get down to the basic forms of energy, the basic forms of life, raw energy. Raw energy doesn't really have a consciousness. So that's why the lower in the dimensions you go, the lower the mindsets. And that's what I'm trying to preach to y'all. Because I could easily come on here and just say, love is this, 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 and that. But that doesn't help my empire. You know what I'm saying? My fellow brothers and sisters, it doesn't help you when I do that. I have to explain it detail by detail by detail. See, I'm really thinking about doing a part 3 to this. Now that everybody's mind is in the right spot, is in the right space. Peace, love, prosperity. 999. It's all love. We on this shit together. Road to a Millie, road to a Billy. You feel me? Hey, man. We seeking knowledge every day. And we applying it. It's JC 400. And we out.